Well, hello, and welcome back once again to another future update speculation video for LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed. Now, I wanted to originally make this before the new team already had the sort of figs, kits, all that sort of stuff figured out, but I found out shortly after I was starting to get the stuff done for this, they'd already picked out the stuff, so kind of like derailed some momentum there. But I still wanted to go ahead and make this video because I think I have almost everything covered that I could see getting added. Unless they actually add in some new animation rigs for something like short legs or stuff like that that kind of ruled out previously. So I don't think we're gonna get any of that type of stuff, but maybe we are. So I might get surprised with that. But I wanted to make a sort of video going over what all I could see them adding into a Christmas update, because I'm pretty sure that is when the next update is going to be. I would feel logically they're going to be updating Holiday Break, but since we got Alumni Days updated 2 updates in a row, and them not touch the previous Halloween event, there's always the chance it might be a different event, so there might be some different stuff. That's why I tried to focus mostly on things that would fit into chill or sort of Christmas holidays sort of theme. So those are the ones I have picked out for this. Originally wanted to make this like a shorter top whatever video, but I decided to change this into all the different options I could see being good to add in here that would match with a sort of Christmas event slash little bit space that they turned it into last time with Andreas. So without further ado, let's go and get started. We're going to start at number 13. And that is just, I put the elves here. Mostly this is going to be like a honorable mention, because they said they're not going to do them because of the short legs, hoping by now they might honestly do it, though I'd also be fine if they didn't actually move the legs. It's a reference to the actual figs not being able to move the legs. Personally, just kind of move around like that. But I did want to mention these guys because there are a couple of different ones of them. One of them even the most recent collectible minifigure wave, besides the one that was revealed yesterday at the time of recording this. But there's nothing else new Christmas in that new wave. But the one that's currently out now is the one over there on the left, and I believe the one on the far right was one that was in an earlier collectible minifigure wave, while the two in the middle I believe were from like different holiday themed sets. So just kind of honorable mention here with 13 for them. I don't think we're going to be getting these because of that, though I think these would be a great addition to add in. Now at number 12 we kind of have some assortment of, I guess, wintry sports activities, that sort of thing. There is lots more minifigures besides these, but I think this kind of gives you an idea of the different ones. We've had hockey, we've had snowboarders, we've had skiers, and different figure skaters, ice skating, different things like that. I think some of these might be kind of out. Like, I don't know if they would be doing the people on skates, though. I don't know, you might could do that kind of normal. I don't know, that might be too much unique animations. The snowboard, you probably have them not be on the board and maybe make that be okay. That one might be a little bit easier to add in. Also, a skier, you might could reuse some of the same animations you gave Kelvin and Cole. Does Cole have the... I think he has the little ski things on as well. I mean, there's a little bit of a different piece. These are much longer, but you might could retool that or something. So I could see something like these. These do scream, at least to me, winter, because I get maybe snow once a year where I live. Other people who have snow more year-round might not think of these as much so being that. But I could see these going into a holiday-themed event, and that would give us some different, like, sports things. Also, different things you could add in if you did hockey or figure skating, different skiing, different things like that. I think all of these, honestly, could be an interesting choice, though probably not the best one for Christmas, but still want to point them out. Like I said, I think there's, like, 3 times as many that are here, but, I mean, they kind of redo some of these quite often, so, yeah. Now at number 11, you have Adventurers. There was a sub-theme, I guess, wave, arc, whatever there, kind of before my time, but I think it was Orient Expedition, where they were going around Asia, I believe, and one of the sort of arcs, mini subsets, I don't know, one of them they were going to the Himalayas. They were exploring Mount Everest, and they fought the Yeti, and some different things like that. And these are the ones I included here. I believe these are all 5 of the different or 4 of them were variants. Actually, sorry, 3 of them are variants. 2 of them I think were original to that area. You had like a Sherpa and an evil Sherpa, which I believe were like the guides that lead you up Mount Everest. Honestly, I can see that kind of fitting. It would kind of fit in. I mean, the event already has Yeti. Not saying we do anything story related at this point, but like the event features Yeti. I believe there was like maybe 2 or 3 sets, besides like the smallest ones that dealt with like Mount Everest. I think there's one Temple of Mount Everest or something like that actually had a Yeti big fig in it. So I can see them kind of working. You already kind of have Johnny Thunder sort of in the game. I believe it is a different version than this one. I don't know if that was like that big of a deal. I don't know, you just retexture some of the stuff. But you might could work it in this way. That would be kind of odd. I don't think it's probably the best way to work it in. But you do have a couple interesting ones here. Honestly, I mean, this probably be after you add in some other adventurers. But the Sherpas are kind of an interesting idea as well. It's a little bit more unique there. But I just want to throw these out because, I mean, they're adding in some other sort of random themes and some stuff that feel like they're going to get bigger later. Like we have Hot that hasn't gotten anything. We got Monster Butler recently, which was a one-off fig that also had a tag that makes me believe we're going to get some others later, but probably not too soon. Adventure is also a tag in the game. I don't know if that would be given to these guys or not. Maybe it's a little bit of a different tag, but possibility you could see some of these. I mean, thematically, I feel like going to Mount Everest with the adventurers would kind of fit with the holiday break theme. Now to number 10. We have a selection of figs from Legends of Chima. Now, some of these I think might be a little bit more exotic than others, so you probably want to get them in. Is likely Mammoth and, was it Ice Vulture? Ice Vulture. Was it Vulture? Whatever the white bird creatures were in that one. Some of them had like sort of repeating names. It's just like Snow Vulture. Oh, okay, that's kind of lame. That might be a little bit too much, although I don't know, the wings might not be too hard to animate. And I guess you wouldn't have to exactly animate too much on the Mammoth, but the headpiece might be too much for what I want to do. Give me a Mammoth with an ice minigun, yeah. But then you had, I think it was the... not Ice Wars, Saber-Tooth Tigers, and then you had, I think, the Polar Bears. They were both like ice enemies in that one. There's also, I think they fought against fire versions, so if you want to do some fire stuff later, Chima was a rather big theme. I could see them adding that one in. It's a little bit more standalone than, let's say, Nexo Knights was, but I feel like it fits in a similar vein of Nexo Knights. You could add them in. Some of these would definitely be chilly or chill. At least one of them, I think you'd add in too many of them. Maybe do one of these, one of the hot ones, and some like the other various creatures. But I could see some of these possibly getting added in as well, because I think, honestly, they would kind of fit okay in what we have right now. And at number 9, if I still remember my counting, these are for mostly one of the same sub-themes from Ninjago. Ninjago could use a little bit more love. Not saying add in all of these, most of them are kind of like variants on each other. If I remember correctly, going from top left to right, you have like the Blizzard General or something. I think the Blizzard Archer. One of these I think was like Swordsman or something. I don't know, 2 like foot soldiers, and I think you had bottom left Sword Master. Like Blizzard Sword Master, so those were all enemies from that. You have the next one is Lloyd's Furry Companion. It's a wolf, but kind of looks like a 9-tailed fox type creature, but turns into a person. So I mean, you could have like the person form of the wolf. I never knew it turned into a person. I have the wolf. But so you have that all from like that same wave, and then one other one might be a little bit more of a stretch, but I don't know. She is a favorite of mine. You have General number 1 or number 2. One of the various generals from the Lego Ninjago movie. She was one of the replacements when he fired somebody. He brought her in, but he later fired her as well. She's drinking a like icy, slushy, whatever, something like that. Might be a little bit more of a stretch for her, but I just want to do a little honorable mention there, because you could do that. Personally, I probably wouldn't add in any Ninjago specifically in here, though I do like the idea with how varied Ninjago is, throwing in like maybe one of the ghosts in like a Halloween event or spooky update. Ooh, we have a chill update, throw in maybe one of the ice villains or something into an ice-themed event. So you can have another Ninjago character come in that's a little bit more varied without having to just all add it into the Ninjago event. I mean, I will admit, I do kind of like the idea of some of the sub-tag events. Like at one point, the Ninjago one was turning into more of a techie event. Honestly, kind of like that. I like the idea of having like a very spooky event, maybe more so than just all the castle stuff is in there. Gets you a little bit more variety, and I feel like some of these could do it. Ice Samurai, I think, would be pretty cool. I mean, Ice Archer, you can throw him on too, although I think, honestly, you might want to go more towards the Ice Swordmaster or Blizzard Swordmaster. I'm not too familiar with this whole subwave. They got like one of the 3 sets they released of it, or maybe they had 4 sets. I got like the really small one that had the wolf in it, but not the wolf girl. But I could see something maybe like this. It would definitely be a little bit more out of left field, but with how, to me personally, out of left field the Halloween thing was, with like, okay, you just had it updated. You got 2 figs from Castle, 1 fig from Collectibles, then you get 1 fig from Monster Fighters, and then you get 2 figs from Nexo Knights. This wouldn't be that far out of the realm of consideration, in my opinion. Though they do have other events you might could put in, so like I said, it might be, to me, that's the main drawback, I would say, to adding in more of these. But I don't think adding in more Ninjago would exactly be bad at this time. Also, this could go to help Gamma Army. I don't think these guys were part of Gamma Army, but that seems to be the generic bad guy tag, sub-tag for Ninjago, so I could maybe see that happening. Then I believe at number 8 we have Alpha Team. I think, was it the 3rd arc wave, whatever in there, I think was called Deep Freeze or something like that. He, I think, was hiding in the Arctic and had like an Arctic base. So you have Ogle, and this specifically Ogle from that wave. You have his, I think, ice drones. I think that's what they were called, and the one in the middle is like Super Ice Drone. Honestly, if you give me one of those, give me the one in the middle. He just looks cooler, less generic than the one on the right, personally speaking. Though Ogle would also be an interesting one as well. I mean, you could also probably reuse some of the animations from the Pirates with his hook. But I think these could be interesting. Alpha Team, I do believe, had a decent following back in the day. Would be a different way to add in some more Wanted characters, which Wanted could use a little bit more love, so I could see these being nice for that. And it's just, I don't know, you could add in Alpha Team later, but I think these would sort of fit in there for having the chill tag, and would be kind of interesting. I mean, we don't have story anymore, but you could throw them in there as like they're attacking Santa or something here to steal Christmas, the bad guys. Whatever. But with how they're kind of adding in other sort of themes now, like Monster Fighters, I could see adding in an Alpha Team tag and adding in some Alpha Team figures slowly, just sort of drip feed some of them in here. Then I believe at number 8 we have some more video. Honestly, the only one here I really feel like would probably get in would be the Ice Cream Saxophonist. I believe that's what's his name. I mean, he's Ice Cream. That says pretty chill. I would say the Ice Cream Mermaid, I believe was her name. Over there on the right with the waffle cone legs. Not legs, tail. But I don't think that would get in due to the special animations. But I did want to include the one in the middle, which I think was the Cotton Candy Dancer or something, just because she's very similar to the Ice Cream Mermaid. It probably wouldn't actually count as chill. I mean, probably the only one you're looking at here really is a possibility is the Ice Cream Saxophonist, but he's ice cream and he has a saxophone, which honestly is kind of cool. Adding a music tag later, DJ May, maybe one or two other fixes in the game, Cole. But video is, I think, still on the table. They have shown they are willing to add in a video fig, so you might could add in another one of these. Ice Cream Saxophonist, I think, would be kind of cool. I don't know what you'd really all give him, but I think he'd be kind of cool. And at number 7, these guys started off way lower on my list, but then I moved them up so much, is Space Police 3. Specifically the Space Police 3 astronauts, the police officers. You have the regular police officer on the left, and then you have, I think it's the elite police officer on the right. Main reason I put these on here is, and I looked this back up, and it seems to check out. One of the big things with them is their weapons were supposed to be freeze guns or freeze blasters, some sort of, they were freeze something. I guess they turned you into ice, I don't know. But so that would kind of, to me, be chill. I would probably give people with the freeze gun chill. Also, you already have Andreas in the event, so it already leads to you having a presence for space being in holiday break, so they wouldn't feel too out of place. They actually have freeze guns, which would kind of match for them being space and chill. I'll say freeze. But also they could get the Justice tag, which we could use some more Justice rigs, especially that aren't Imperial. We already have a Space Police set. Maybe you do this update the set too to make it a little bit better. Work with some of these people, do some more stuff for the Space Chill team. Maybe, I don't know. Also, I think they look really cool, though I think the regular police officers to me looks the cooler of the two. I mean, not saying the elite one it's bad looking. I just think the regular one is just a really high bar, so it's kind of hard to like one up that. But I think that could be a very interesting one. Space Police has a long legacy. There's 3 different waves of it, so there's lots of stuff you could add in later too. So you could also throw in a Space Police tag as well. And I think honestly it would all fit in okay, at least with the stuff they've already kind of laid out with the foundation of last holiday break update. Also, I feel like these guys, with them all having chill-based weapons or freeze weaponry, I'm assuming when I see freeze weapons, I'm thinking ice. Maybe it's like a special taser or something. But freeze weapons sound like it's ice related. So I feel like that would actually fit for them being properly chill. And there's lots better than them just being, well, he's blue, so he's chill. What? Moving on. Next, we have some nice Arctic-ish related collectible minifigures here. I think all 3 of these would look pretty well. On the left, we have Wildlife Photographer. She's out in the Arctic taking pictures of penguins. You have the Arctic Fisher, so he's out fishing on frozen lakes. And then you have, I believe he's just called Mountain Climber, though his bio mentioned him like helping rescue people from avalanches. I think he one time rescued the Yeti, different things like that. Also, I mean, he doesn't really look the part, but in my head, I kept on thinking of him. So you could kind of do like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, that movie where they met the like prospector, mountain climber, whatever. You could maybe try turning that guy into him, sort of. But that was like if we actually had story, and we don't have that anymore, so it doesn't really matter. But the Wildlife Photographer, I think, would be pretty neat. I mean, looks similar to Aurora, but it's a little bit different. You could probably throw in some synergies there. Would love her to have an ult where she just summons a like swarm of penguins to attack people. Like they just keep on sliding down them, to animate them or nothing. Just have them slide across the ground. That'd be all I'd need. Maybe some stunning stuff going on too with the camera could be interesting. The fish, while we don't really have anybody exactly using a fishing pole, you do have Aurora doing that one where she does the hill, so there should be some animations already in place for some fishing pole related stuff, so you wouldn't exactly need new animations for any of those. So I think that one would work, and I don't think the pickaxe guy with the rope would actually really need anything else new either. So these, I think, are all ones that could be added in. They would, of course, probably all be collectible, but I see them all fitting in somewhat well. Decent connections to the Arctic, too. I mean, if you want to do story as well, continue his, like, Lego description of having the mountain climber go up to rescue Yeti from an avalanche or something. Do something like that. Next up, we have even more collectible minifigures. Yes, there's going to be lots of collectible minifigures in here, but this ones are more themed around, like, fantasy, or what I would count as fantasy ice characters. You have the Ice Queen, if I remember the name correctly, and the Snow Warrior on the right. Both these are pretty cool. Only thing I think downside here with Snow Warrior, Snowflake Warrior, I can't remember the name exactly, is we did just recently get Fright Night, and he is kind of similar. I mean, I guess you wouldn't have to necessarily make him Castle, but another sort of medieval sword and shield ice person might be a little bit overlap. Also, you might not be able to bring the dog in, though I'd love to see like the Huskies use it as an attack or something like that. Would be kind of neat. Ice Queen might not necessarily have to be Castle either, but I think she would be kind of neat. You probably could reuse a bunch of the different animations for the other people with dresses, and it looks like she just shoots the little ice things at people, so that to me sounds like it'd be easy to animate. Also, Ice Queen, King's Court. We don't have a queen yet in the game. I mean, I guess we have Pirate Queen, or Pirate Princess, sorry. So no queens. So I don't know, give her King's Court. That could be kind of an interesting idea there. Maybe do that. You might not even necessarily give her Castle, but I have both of these here because they both feel somewhat similar, at least to me, being more Castle or at least fantasy, swords and magic themed ice characters from collectibles. Though I think honestly both these kind of be big. I know people have asked I think Ice Queen for quite a while now, so it'd be real cool to get her. Snow Warrior I think was some like one collectible minifigure series ago, so he is definitely newer, but you might could add him in due to that. And also I think he just kind of looks cool, but he might be a little too similar to Fright Night. Now up next we have a couple very gingerbread men. Honestly, I think these could be kind of neat. You get put them in, they wouldn't really have anything special. I mean, I guess the headpiece might be a little special, but you just animate that. I don't think that'd be too hard. But the one on the left is from the actual collectible minifigure series, if I remember correctly. How long ago it was that we got him. And he just had that little cup that said "Dunk Me." Honestly, just kind of a little cool. I kind of like it. But then you have the other ones. You have a gingerbread woman, which is kind of basic. We just had that little skirt piece. I want that to prevent her from being added, perhaps. Then you had like I think they called it dark orange gingerbread man. I don't know. He's just a darker gingerbread man. You put him in, and then you had like I think it's a gingerbread dad actually. But he just gingerbread man with a mustache, which I don't know. I kind of like the little mustache. But I believe all three of these were actually from a gingerbread house set released last year or a year before that, maybe 2 years ago, for the like Lego Christmas Village line. So not all of them, I guess, would be collectible, though I'd probably stick them under collectible. I mean, maybe city. That would be kind of weird, but they do have like a holiday village city thing going on, so maybe. But I think these could be another possibility that could be kind of interesting to throw in. But you can't put them all together, because I mean, you could throw one of these in and like, I don't know, just pick from any of these and just like, yes, that'll be our gingerbread man. I mean, I don't know if one is any particular better than the other, though maybe the original. I might go with the original because the original's the original, but hey, mustache definitely appeals to me. Now, I believe this is number 2. This one is actually going to be a 2-parter. The second part is going to be a little bit spoilery for anybody who cares about Advent Calendar spoilers. These are some minifigures from Advent Calendar, though I picked these 5 from the one from last year. There are 2 that's going to be next from the one upcoming for this year. They seem to actually get some of this information a little bit ahead of time still. Like, they still kind of work with Lego. Like, you had Chili Costumed Fan, which was a pretty recent collectible minifigure release, so like they would have to, I think, have some communication between Lego to get some stuff ahead of time. So honestly, Advent Calendar would be a good, I think, addition for Christmas. Would also be City, which I think would be really nice to get some more City love. But I can see them doing a little tie-in with the most recent Advent Calendar. Also, by the time the update drops, you'd probably already have like built most of it. So if you were doing live Advent Calendar stuff, you would already have done it. But here's the stuff from last year. You have, I don't know who these people are, so forgive me for not knowing, but you have like a caroler there, which I think a caroler would be neat. There's also many different versions of them. I think there were some from the other like holiday village sets you could do, but they were just kind of generic random people. So I mean, you could add them in wherever, though I just kind of personally picked that one. I think a sanitation worker, I just think she has a neat little look to her. She stands out as being different than other people. Then you have a robber or a criminal and a police officer, both on skis or skates. Although I'm sure you could easily just remove those from them. I don't know if they would particularly had to be wearing them. So I feel it might be a little bit hard to add in animation wise. But one would give us another wanted character. One would give us another police officer. These were from Advent Calendar too, so you could probably give them chill for that, or especially during these Halloween, Christmas-related activities such as the Advent Calendar stuff. You might could put them in. Also, I put in the fire person over there just because, I mean, I guess we always could have another fire person. I think we exactly need it, but we do have a firehouse set. And I don't know, maybe I have them, I have the hot tag too at some point as well, but just maybe some more possible synergies. But just including these, I think there was also maybe like a kid or something too, or maybe that's the one this coming year, but I didn't include them because they have short legs. Also, there's a Santa, but we already have Santa, so I don't think we really need another Santa. But moving on to the spoilers, if you care about that, for this year's Advent Calendar, skip forward about a minute to go over them. You've been warned. Here's what we have. We have, honestly, it looks like a bellhop. I don't really know what he's supposed to be, but it looks like he'd fit in like a Christmas movie, so I think you could have him. And then, I don't know who that person's name is, but she's also from Stunts. But you have her in there in this coming year's Advent Calendar, which I think is neat. I think would love to have a Stunts character. It's beginning a Stunts Christmas version of a character. Is honestly kind of interesting. That would be a different one for a Christmas update. These are from Advent Calendar too, so I feel like they personally fit for being in a Christmas themed update or Christmas themed event. But moving on for those who skipped ahead. At number one, I have this selection of minifigures here. The three on the right are collectible minifigures. I believe the one on the left isn't actually collectible minifigures. I think she was from one of the Holiday Village sets as well, or like Christmas Village sets. But that's just Mrs. Claus. I mean, we have Santa Claus, so why not Mrs. Claus? She would reuse some similar pieces to other people. I mean, like Verda or Ruiner or whatever you wanted to do for her, because I mean, she has that little dress piece, but we have other figures that have that, so they could just reuse those animations. Honestly, she would really fit. I don't know why they didn't actually add it in last time as well, but I don't know if she actually tops Santa, but hey, it kind of works. I mean, you could do like the Santa Claus, you had that Santa, and then now you have Santa Claus 2, the Mrs. Claus, I don't know, sequel time, I guess. But then the other three are also from the most recently released collectible minifigures wave. Lots of it was Christmas related. I didn't include the ones that didn't kind of fit. There were a couple figs with short legs. Well, I mean, one of them was earlier with the elves. The elf girl was from there. But you have the snowman, you have the nutcracker, and you have the reindeer costume. Reindeer costume would be another costume collectible minifigure. I don't see any pieces there that would really prevent her from being added. We actually haven't had a costumed fig, if my memory serves me, recently, so we I guess always could have that. It might be a way to bring in Santa with a little bit better synergy with some costume stuff, or maybe have Santa be on the more costume focused Easter chick team, throw her in there for some more chill synergy, maybe, I don't know, maybe have her be a more costumed healer. Nutcracker is just kind of like a classic play. Well, I'm going to say classic play. Also, I guess a classic thing. You know, the Nutcrackers existed before the Nutcracker play, I believe. But when I see that, I kind of think of Christmas or the holiday season. You might do some stuff with York too, because both kind of theater-y. Well, I guess that's more of a ballet, but I don't know, kind of similar vein to me. And I think, honestly, he just kind of looks cool as well. I don't know, him with that sword. I don't know, maybe we use some pirate animation, because, I mean, it is just a gold cutlass. Have him break defenses, inflict vulnerable on people or something. He, like, bites them as an attack. I don't know, that might be kind of neat. But that just kind of makes sense. And then you have a snowman. I don't know, Frosty the Snowman if you want it to be. But one that's actually just a person with, like, a snowman's head on top of their head. I don't think you would need that many special animations to get that one to work, so it would fit in more so than other snowmen we've had in the past, and I feel Snowman fits in pretty well for a Christmas winter update. Honestly, all 4 of these, I could see picking like a few, maybe like 2 of these, although I guess, I don't know which one to pick. I feel like Miss Claus would probably be a definitive, but then, I don't know, I think I would lean more towards Nutcracker or Snowman, but maybe just Nutcracker and Snowman over Mrs. Claus, I don't know. But that's it for the roster. There was a couple other chill-related stuff, but I don't know if they really fit. 2 of them being ones I've been wanting for a while, which was Crook Cream and Crook Ice, which was the crooks that had the ice cream truck they stole, but they were also wearing ice cream like costumes. That would be definitely chill, although I almost feel that being more in like a summer update or something, adding some chill in the summertime, or just a more generic city update. Though, like I said, it always could be included here, but just didn't really fit to me as much as these others. I'm saying all these others also fit as well. Like Chima would be kind of weird out of left field, but I would argue that Monster Fighters was also somewhat out of left field as well for Halloween. So I feel like we might be getting some different updates like that going forward, where you get like one fig from a different theme that might get some more stuff again in it in a year's time. Or like if they do a hot update at some point, you could add in some more Chima figs. Of course, there's lots of different hot stuff you could add in from Ninjago as well. I mean, you maybe could do a hot and chill event at some point at pace, but I think some of these are all possibilities that they could add in. Wait for them to add in something that is not on here or was not even kind of talked about. Because I did, for some, skip over some different versions and not have like 18 pictures to show off at one time. That kind of was hit or miss depending on how I felt when I was saving the stuff out. But I think that should cover most of the different things that we could get. Let me know what your thoughts are. What would you like to see? What would you hate to see? Which of the out of left field possibilities could you see them doing? Which ones would piss you off the most? Which one would piss you off the least? Definitely hit me up with that type of stuff, because I would love to hear what everybody else's opinions are. Would love to have gotten this to the dev teams before they picked it out, see if maybe we might get some like cooler ones. But I think the options they're going to add are not going to be cool, but I guess it's hard to really say that without knowing what they are going to be. Though I definitely say I think there's the ones I put on here that definitely feel cooler to me than others, and I'd definitely love to see them more. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here, because I know it's kind of gone on for a little bit. But let me know what you thought in the comments below, or over on my Discord, which should be linked in the description. Until next time, this is Tall Grippy signing off. Goodbye and a wonderful day. Bye-bye, and happy early Merry Christmas, as I say, recording on the day before Thanksgiving. Bye-bye.